changes the meaning, the mood, and the motivation. Words have weight, sound, and appearance. In last 4 episodes, we have seen that some simple sounding words like forgiveness, miracle, serenity, and nurture that we use every now and then. But when we start thinking deeply about them, we get to know that how much they affect our lifestyle and ourselves. In this episode, I'll talk about the last 3 words in the list of 7 powerful words. Hi, I'm Alpana Dev and you are listening to Mother's Gurukul podcast. Let's begin with the word influence. When I was in college, I read Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'm sure many of you must have read this. I loved reading it. In fact, I started to put the lessons into practice too. Those lessons were so fundamental, but we often forget them. After these many years, I still remember the lessons from the book. And I would like to repeat it for you. Become genuinely interested in other people. Listen attentively. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Be a good listener. Talk in terms of the other person's interest. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. So these were the 6 ways to make people like you. Now, aren't they sound basic? But do we follow them? We want others to treat us with due care, give us proper attention, even remember our last meeting. But do we put all this into practice? We all want to influence others. We want to be noticed by others, to be heard. We want to be a leader. And when we don't get it, then it makes us angry. A leadership role is the best example when we talk about influence. They are the face of their team. They have to influence people every now and then. I feel the old notion that says leaders are born, it do not apply in today's scenario. Today, leaders can be made. So what does that person do differently that makes him or her stand out? They are human like us, but they know how to use the fundamental lessons that we have talked about in the beginning wisely. They use encouragement. They don't point out to the faults, but they praise improvement. They don't dictate, but they make the whole idea look like as if their team had worked on it. Counseling is the other area which I feel is full of influences. Like leaders, counselors also affect people's lives to a great extent. People come to them to get answers to the questions they don't have. Sometimes those questions are more of a dilemma and a confused state of mind. Sometimes it is a memory. Sometimes it is the thoughts or incidences that keep bothering them. They are so confused that they don't want someone to see them in that confused state, and they want someone to show them the right path, hear their fears and insecurities. Last week, I happened to listen to a podcast on how to know people better and influence them, how to make a difference in their lives. Sometimes we feel a connection with someone and we truly want to help them, but we don't know from where to start. The very first point in the podcast was to know their fear, their expectations from life. When we know their fear and what they want from their life, then only we can move forward. Sometimes we claim ourselves to be somebody's friend, but we have no idea about what they feel insecure about. Surprisingly, we don't even know these things about our near and dear ones. So, first try to find those. They may not want to disclose that to you, which means they don't feel close enough. So, try to bridge that gap first and help them in making their lives beautiful, free of worries. Well, making it free of worries is not that easy, but at least you have opened a door for them. When we are trying to help someone, we should not forget our limits. Influencing others doesn't mean entering in their space, but it means to make a difference through your presence. It means to make your presence meaningful for them without irritating them. It means not to be an uninvited guest, but to be welcomed by them. It means to show them what they can see. And it means to build a trust, to build a relationship based on trust. When they see that they have someone they can rely on, then they will start opening up to you. And that gives us our next word, which is trust. Trust begins when you start believing. And for this, first we have to believe in ourselves. We should trust our instincts. We should understand that yes, I can do it. If you want to help someone, you should have trust in yourself that yes, I can do it. Then only we can convince others to trust us and our actions. We cannot change our current state if we doubt our own capabilities. By doing this, we ourselves are narrowing the scope of improvement. When our kids are small, they are totally dependent on us. They do what we tell them to do. There are no ifs and buts in their decision. Because they trust us and we trust our judgment and we take steps accordingly. But as this child grows, understands difficulties, struggles and challenges, that trust starts to fade away. They start to doubt their own capabilities, and when we suggest something, they do not say yes in the first go. Same is with adults. Kids don't have the experience, but we are way more matured than them. Still, we find it hard to trust ourselves on many occasions. Why? We look for an assurance from someone. When we were talking about influence, we talked about getting to know the fear of people if we want to make a difference in their lives. Now, if we understand the reason for their insecurity and give them a solution, or at least an open dialogue, so that they can start opening up, where they can speak more about their plans, their insecurities, and the reason of not trusting their own instinct, then most likely we can be that person or that source of assurance to overcome the fear. But even if we have such support system, unless we believe in ourselves, nobody can help us. We need to learn to trust ourselves. Life throws challenges. It throws many challenges, difficult moments on us. But if we have confidence in ourselves and on our support system, then we can find solutions. So trust your intuitions. The more you understand a situation, a person, or a problem, the more you will be able to trust your intuition. When you understand that you can make a difference, then you will see that the things will start happening the way you want them to be. Understanding your expectations can reduce the chances of anxiety and fear. It helps in using your skills. While learning to have faith in ourselves, we should not hurt others. We can be confident, successful, humble, all at the same time. When we stay focused on our goal, then our actions get aligned to our end results. We feel more confident. We feel that yes, I can handle this. And the people who are helping us in this entire process also sees a ray of hope in us. Our confidence give them a reason to be confident about themselves. Then they are not unsure if they should be helping you and if their help is going to change your current state, because they have seen that light, that spark in you. Always believe. Trusting comes from believing in yourself. You have to start within yourself. Once you believe you can, then trust others. So start with you. When we create a good influence on others, when we show them that they can trust us, we can help them little bit in reducing their griefs or their sorrow. Now, if you have remembered and if you have gone through my previous episodes where we have started, we saw that these 7 words backwards, and we saw a connection in them. And now we are at the last word in the list, which is grief. The moment we hear this word, grief, the first feeling or emotion that comes to our mind is sorrow or not so pleasant mental state. We know life is unpredictable. It is filled with many happy moments which we all want to cherish forever. But this unpredictability makes us encounter something that we have never thought about, never dreamt of. And when the feeling, that moment, is so strong and powerful, it erases all the happiness. Nothing can justify our loss, our sorrow. Even if we feel that with this one incident, our life comes to a full stop, but the truth is, life never stops. It has to move on. So what we can do to let our life not slip out of our hands, even under the bad days. No one is saying that it's easy, but we cannot be submerged in the ocean of grief forever. We have to make a new start. Sometimes it is for our kids, sometimes it is for people around us, and more important, it is for ourselves. So give yourself some time to come out of that state. There is no quick fix. It may take time depending on the personality. Know that it is okay to feel sad. The way we are allowed to celebrate happiness, the same way we are allowed to feel sad. Express yourself. Sometimes grief can lead people into withdrawal symptoms. Talking to friends, family members always helps. And if nothing works, then you should know that you need professional help. Use your hobbies and passion as distraction. But one should never ever take the help of alcohol and drugs. It is not going to help you in handling grief, but it will definitely affect your health. Also, you should know when you have to seek help, when you are not able to cope up with it on a daily basis and it is creating tensions and instability for your family, when you are going through a depression and anxiety, when your intense emotions aren't reducing or improving. All these conditions, they point towards seeking help. Grief is like the ocean. It comes in waves and it flows. Sometimes the water is calm and sometimes it is overwhelming. All we can do is learn to swim. And this concludes the journey of the 7 powerful words. So I hope that I have given you a fair idea about what I feel about these words and how they affect us on daily basis. It's all about how we see them if we learn from these words and if we really want to make a difference in our life. So with this, I would like to say goodbye, and I will see you soon with another interesting topic on Mother's Gurukul podcast. Till then, stay happy, stay blessed. Bye-bye.